Welcome back. Today we're going to install Mininet. Mininet is a tool that we can use to test and simulate network flows such as traffic between servers and switches. In this case, we're going to use this to leverage our AI learning with networking. So let me go ahead and get started. You can get this information from mininet.org, which is displayed right here. I'm in the downloads tab. What it looks like is take you to the flow, how I got here. So this is the Mininet. I clicked on get start. So you're going to get start. We're going to do the native installation from source, which is option 2. So we're going to go through these scenarios. It looks like we're going to pull the Git repository from Mininet, but then we're going to change the directory. We're going to pull the tag to get the list of variations. Once we get that, we're going to do a checkout on which version we're going to pick, which is most likely it's going to be the latest version. And then we're going to run this install sh, and these are similar commands we can run. So we're going to do the -all. We're going to get the full install on this. And then we're going to run this test to verify our installation is functioning. Sweet. So before we start, I'm going to clear this. This particular what I'm using right now, it's a VM that I currently have running on my Proxmox server, my home lab. It's on some Gen, I think I got a Gen 8 HP server that's running on, so we're pretty good there. Also, yeah, I want you guys to look at my distribution. I'm using Ubuntu. We're going to do release -all. So we're doing the distribution of Ubuntu using 20.04.6 LTS and the Focal. All right. The Python version we're using for this machine, I think it's Python 3 I currently have. Do versioning. And we're using 3.810. All right. So I just want to capture that before we get started. All right, so first thing we want to do is want to get the Git repository. So we're going to do a git clone, https, we're going to github.com, Mininet, Mininet. All right, while that's downloading, that's completed. I want to ensure that's done. So then we're going to clear that. Once we clear that, we want to go ahead and change directory. It looks like that one's go to Mininet. All right, we're in that directory. We want to get the tag, so we're going to do get tag. So it's going to get a list of all the tags. I'm going to quit this, and we want to check out our Mininet. Our distribution will be 2, 3, 1, and we do B4. All right, that's checked out. And now we want to go back. It wants to go out of our directory, and then they want us to run this Mininet util install sh. Oh, okay. So this is going to take a while. So go ahead and drop off the screen a little bit until this is completed. So go ahead and do that. See you guys in a few. Awesome. We're back up and rolling. All right, so now it looks like that is complete. Let's go ahead and run this command to see if we get any output to make sure that this was installed correctly. Test ping all. Okay, let me see what this output is. Put this up a little bit more. It says killing controller, kill, so let's run through some complaining. It's removing some temp files. Let's remove pkill, so it's just clean up. It's a cleanup file. So there is another section. If we go back, let's do work through and see. I ran through these before, but display setup. We want to look at, not do the Wireshark. Let's do the interacting with hosts and switches. Let's do this. So let's clear this. And if we just do a sudo man, so this is our current network setup. Has 2 hosts. It has 1 switch. These are our links. We have 1 connection to host 1, switch 1, host 2, switch 1. And then just configure the host and it's starting. So we should be able to hop in and type help. These are all some of the commands we can use. Like ping all, node, switches, xterm. It's pretty sweet. All right, so let's type in nodes. See what comes up. So it gives us all the nodes, controller, H1, H2, and S1. Okay. We do net, it displays the links. So all the links, it says H1 ETH0 is connected to ETH1 on switch 1 and host 2. ETH0 is connected to ETH2 on switch 1. Pretty awesome. Cool. Let's do a dump. See what a dump shows us. It shows us the IP address and the process ID for each one of these. All right, and then if we can do H1 ifconfig, I think this will show us the config for H1. Sweet. And we can do the same for switch 1. See what the switch 1 does. Switch 1. This will show us a little bit more. So we have ETH0, which is the switch. Looks like this is the IP address to my VM. The loopback IP. This is OVS system, switch 1. This is ETH0, which is connected to host 1. And the same, so these are just layer 2 switches. Layer 2 ports. Sweet. All right, so we can look at H1 processes. We want to look at all the processes on H1. So we have sudo main controller and PS is running. We do the same thing for switch 1. We probably can do the same thing for host 2. Sweet. All right, so now let's go to some testing connectivity between hosts. So let's do H1, do a ping, and then we do a count of 1. And then we do H2. So we're going to ping H1 to 2. That was successful. Sweet. All right, what is ping all? We do a ping all. And that's pretty much pinging host 1 of host 2 and then host 2 to host 1. Awesome. We can do this one, run a sample web server on a client, and then test. So let's do a clear. I don't think we can do a clear here. So if we do H1, so we're gonna put on H1, you want to run a Python module, http.server, and then we're going to use port 80, the and sign. Python module will be Python 3. All right, and then H2, and then we'll do a win get, and just 0, O dash H1. Awesome. So we created a web server for H1, and then we did a win get, and then this is the output. All right, so let's kill that. And then anything with Python. All right, and now if we do another win get, H1, it'll be H2 win get. H1. Sweet, it failed. It's not running. Awesome. And then let's do a cleanup. Let's go on and clean all this up. So let's do an exit. And then we're just going to do the sudo man c. Awesome. Well, that will conclude our install for Mininet, and thank you for joining.